G'day everyone, thanks for tuning into this episode of PSC TV. Remember, follow us on Facebook, like us on Instagram, do all those sort of things you can in social media world. We want to keep bringing you the fantastic content all about cricket. This episode of PSC TV, we're going to talk to you about some skills and drills and some bits and pieces you can do at home just to get out of this ISO boredom. First of all, we're going to touch on some batting. Okay, so we're going to show you a few little drills that you can do at home just to help enhance your skills. Whenever we're doing any training, I think it's important to replicate game situation as best as possible. So that's why I've got my gloves in my box. I'm going to put these on before we do the drills. Here we've got the new PSC Premium Protector. I've also got the new, just released PSC white gloves. So this first drill is going to be something that we do. We're just trying to hit the ball on the bat and just keep the ball off the ground as much as possible. I'll talk to you about a few different ways where we can stagger it and make it a little bit tougher. A nice place for those beginners to start with as well. I've actually got a couple of different types of balls here too, because one thing you'll know is that each ball responds differently off the bat. So that being the case, I can just change the skill a little bit and change that sort of activity I'm doing to get some slight variations in it. The first drill we're going to do today is about batting. It's about our hand-eye coordination and just feeling bat on ball. Okay, there's so many different levels you can do here and there's so many variations you can make. If you're a beginner and want to start out to make sure it's nice and easy, tuck that bat handle under your arm there, use your spare hand and help support the bat as much as possible. Okay, when you want to take it to the next level, remove the hand and just continue to do it this way. You do have the option of using two hands in front as well, and then for those that are a little bit more advanced, you can do single hand. First of all, guys, we're going to do this batting drill. Okay, so basically it's about hand-eye coordination. It's about watching the ball as much as possible. What I'm going to do to start with is bring the bat in nice and tight and use my other hand to support it. So to get started, we just throw the ball up and we're just trying to hit the middle of the bat as much as we possibly can. One thing I like to do here is keep a count. And if I got to 100, you know, that's my new record. And then what I do is trying to beat that next time, which I think is pretty important. So here's the same drill again. What I'm going to do is put my hands in front. Okay, it just makes that drill a little bit harder and therefore a little bit more challenging. There are so many ways that you can make this drill that little bit more challenging for yourself. All right, so here we go. And again, this is two hands on the bat out in front. It is a little bit harder. And again, keep count and try and beat your record from last time. All right, same drill here, guys, but I've changed balls to a tennis ball this time. This is important because each ball is going to respond differently, so it allows you to adjust with softer hands and hitting the ball a little bit differently. You'll notice that the tennis ball generally bounces a little bit higher, so therefore I've got to keep my hand-eye coordination really good. All right, now that we've got that mastered and we've beaten our record a couple of times, it's time to step it up to the next level. This one undoubtedly is a fair bit of a challenge. So for the first time you do it, I suggest bringing the bat handle back in again. Okay, I'm going to use the front and then the edge of the bat. I'll just do the edge to start with a few times by itself, and then what I'll do is alternate between front and edge of the bat. So we'll see how we go here. All right, we're going to go to the edge here, and obviously this is a bit harder to do, but it's really, really good to get that hand-eye coordination going. Obviously you can move your feet a little bit too. I'm just trying to stand still so the cameraman doesn't have to work us out. Once we've got that down pat, we can look at doing some variations to it. So one of the variations is to alternate. Front of the bat, edge of the bat. This one's a bit more challenging too. Here we go. Again, keep count. Try and better that record that you set next time as well. All right, going to step it up again. Going to use the back of my cricket bat this time. We're using the war stick here, so it's got the scoop profile, so this is undoubtedly going to be a bit more of a challenge for us. Let's see how I go here, eh? Edge, back, whoa! It's definitely a bit harder off the back. It's just one way to keep practicing your skills. As you can see, there's quite a few variations there, so what might be an idea is to try some different things. You know, why not try it standing on one leg? You know, use one hand if you want. Use your dominant hand or your less dominant hand. If you had a little beam, why not stand on the beam trying to keep your balance while you're trying to do it as well. Opportunities are really endless for doing something like this, so be creative, have a think about it, and see how you go. Okay, so the next batting drill we're going to talk about, I've actually brought in a special guest to help me. We don't want to see me the whole time doing this. This is young Harley Friske. He played for the Queensland under-21 team last year and also made his debut for the Victoria Point Vipers. So he's a young up-and-comer and he's a pretty good kid too. Thanks, Harley.
Hey guys, so as Stephen said, just another simple batting drill. This one's a pretty good one. It can help in pretty much any situation, whether you're at home, you're just in your backyard, no matter what. Pretty simple, so you just want to get side on and the ball will go under your chin and you hold it there while you get in position. Now, obviously I don't have a bat with me at the moment, but it's important just to see how you set up for it. So the ball, as I said, under your chin, hold your position, drop, and you're going to hit through from there. So it's a really good one. You can use different balls, hit it on different surfaces. It's great for just learning to play under your eyes and keep hitting through the ball, and just a lot of repetition with hitting. So with this drill, a couple of important things is getting that front elbow nice and high and hard through the ball, and also that back leg really powering through it. So once you're nice and low and balanced, but once that ball's gone, pushing through, getting high on the balls of your feet and really generating the power through there, but staying nice and balanced as well. As Moggy said earlier, train like you're going to play. Your gloves, your protector, your stance, whatever your setup is, make sure you're doing it when you train and set you up the best for the game. As I saw with that one, once you hit it, try and hold your shape, even if it's just for a split second. That nice high elbow and that powerful back leg. Ball your foot, squared off if you can, because that'll keep you balanced. Happens to turn a little bit, that's all right, because you'll get that power through nice.
All right, our next batting drill we're going to do today is one that's been around for a long time, and I know something I used to do as a kid growing up. So it's pretty basic, it's pretty simple. There's a few ways that you can do it. What you need is a ball, a bit of rope, and a sock. Alternatively, if you don't have these, you can ask your mum or your partner for a pair of her old stockings. Make sure you ask first, but hey. All right, so to set this drill up, we need to do a few things. First of all, we get the ball and put it into the sock. When we're using rope for this particular activity, I like to use a thinner grade of rope. I just find that it helps the ball track a little bit more normally. If you can't find thin rope, but you've got thick rope, any sort of rope will do. So basically, put the ball into the sock like I have here. This is the important part because you really need to make sure you tie it off well. So we're just going to do sort of a loop. Anything you can do here is going to help. So I do a little knot first, and then I'll actually do a little knot with the actual sock as well. Just finds it gives it that little bit extra safety there. All right, and I will also just do another knot just for safe measure. It's better to do a few too many knots, at least that way you're not going to hit the ball flying. So basically, that's what we're trying to achieve, okay? There's a number of things that you can actually hang this off. You might have an old clothesline. There might be a beam underneath the house. Really, open to your imagination. Just ensure that whatever you do, you're not going to hit anything around it. So one thing we can also do as part of this drill is with the rope, we can vary the length of the rope as well, okay? Generally we have it nice and low, but if you wanted to practice a few of your shorter pitch deliveries, you can have the rope a little bit shorter too, so you're hitting the ball a little bit higher. All right, so as we mentioned, quite a simple drill. It's a lot based on discipline. Stay nice and balanced, nice and focused, hitting through the ball, not trying to overhit it. Temptation's there, you just want to smack as hard as you can. Your ball's going to go and you're not going to learn anything. So instead, you want to stay nice, balanced, close, and just work on the important things that are going to get you through every game of cricket. Obviously, sometimes the ball's going to move a bit away, so you just want to reset, refocus, go at it again. As we said, being disciplined in your motion is also being disciplined in your shot control, playing nice and straight. Head over the ball, watching it close onto the bat each time.
An alternative with this drill, you can raise it up a little bit, work more on playing on the back foot, nice and compact, still working on those same things. High elbow, hitting late, hitting through the ball, staying disciplined. Alright guys, another pretty simple one here. I remember when I was young watching videos of Don Bradman, water tank in front, stump in his hands, and a little golf ball. I'm not good enough to recreate that. What I can do, I've got a tennis ball, I got a net. Net's not the best thing to use, so if you've got a solid wall, you've got an old shed in the backyard, something like that, just a solid area you can hit against, much preferred to a net like this, but I'll see what I can do. Still focusing on those important things, nice high elbow power with your legs. Except in this one, you've got to focus, move your feet, get in position to hit behind the ball. Try not to focus the wrong things by hitting square off to the net. If you muck up, get the ball, restart, refocus. It's a good one for working on those down ups and also working on hitting hard through the ball when you get that full one or that miss length.
Alrighty, everyone, now we're going to move on to some fielding drills. The key here is we need to improvise and we need to be able to adapt. Obviously with what society is going through at the moment, that's what we're all good at this point in time. So obviously I've got a set of stumps here. So that's something that's really commonly used in cricket and it's something that I could use to practice, but not everyone's got a set of stumps at home. So you can improvise, you can use a chair or you could use a bin. Anything's possible. You can even use a sign or a target on a wall or a fence if that's what you have available to you. It's about improvising and adapting to your situation.
All right guys, just going through some basics of throwing. Now there's a lot of different ways you can progress through learning how to throw a ball. Start with your basics. Ball in your hand, you want to grip it nice and loose, but not too loose that it's going to fall out, because you want that ball to come out without much resistance. Now, when you're throwing a ball, you're going to be side on, nice low balance, a bit like you're standing to bat. Obviously, when you're getting through your practice, when you're training, it's important to work on the basics so that they transfer into your game situation. In a game, you might not get your arm and point, take the time to do so, but when you're in your training, you want to really emphasize pointing with your front arm. Wherever your target is, wherever you're standing to throw, you want to rotate, front arm up, and throw over that front arm looking at it. One of the other important things, really pushing through with that back leg. Same when you're batting, that back leg will generate a lot of your power. That way your arms and your body can focus on getting the ball to the right place. So you set up, nice and low, front arm stayed up, that's your target, come through, come over, and target at your position. So I'll show it again, a couple of different motions. Obviously, arms, up, point, over. Your legs, front foot, pointing towards your target. Nice and balanced, nice and low, and push through. All right guys, another simple fielding drill. Obviously, same with your throwing, you've got to improvise your target. You've got a wall you can throw against, you've got a little space, you've got a roof you can throw against, practice your high catches, you've got a little gym trampoline you can throw the ball against, get it to bounce back to you. Good practice, get the ball bouncing back to you. Work on your low catches, work on your mid catches, work on your high catches, work on moving your feet, really get behind the ball. Obviously, when you're catching, you want to be very confident in your cupping hands underneath or your hands underneath. Start nice low balance, throw the ball against it, hands behind, cup it, bring it in. Throw some with your weak hand. Throw some up, catch above your head, keep moving, keep behind the ball. Never take your eyes off it. Make sure you stay disciplined. So moving your feet a lot, making sure you get behind the ball, throw it to your side so you're never standing still. The important thing is though, as much as you want to move your feet to get behind it, at the time of catching it, you want to be nice and still. Don't want to be moving too much around because then your head's not still and your hands aren't still. So throwing it, set, catch. Make sure you're using your non-dominant side as well, catching on both sides, being ready for whatever comes in game. Nice and balanced, set your feet and go. All right guys, so going to combine the last two into one now. Working through throwing those nice basics, really important, have a target to aim at. We've got a little trampoline, going to work through the throwing to the target at it, but also that's going to reflect the ball at me quite nicely. Some are going to come low, some are going to come medium, some are going to come high. Really work on getting that power through the throw, hitting your target, then also setting up, moving your feet, staying nice and balanced, being disciplined in where you catch the ball. Make your decision, stick with it.
Rightio, last of all for PSC TV this episode, we're going to go do some bowling drills. This is a little bit harder to do in ISO, but we've got a few ideas for you to see if you can make this work for you.
Obviously in isolation, not much you can do, not a lot of open spaces to go and work on your bowl, but there's a lot of important things with the basics that we can look at and touch on. Obviously when you're bowling, one of the important things is to ball go in a straight line. You want to be aiming at the stumps, whatever you bowl, getting nice through the wicket and keeping that track forward. Obviously, you're going to get that nice big front arm up in front, pull it out nice and high. It's going to get your pace, it's going to get your control. Back leg's going to come up, come through, really push that ball through the crease. As I said, there's not a lot you can do in terms of actual bowling during the isolation. There are a few things you can do that are really going to improve your bowling when the season comes back. First one that I'm going to mention, getting some kind of elastic band. You've got a gym band, you've got some sort of elastic cord you can use, it's going to work quite well. I've got an hockey cable, it's going to work fine. What you want to do, you want to grab hold of it, I'm just going to wrap it around and get a bit extra grip. You just want to go through your bowling action. This is going to put resistance on your back arm, it's going to hold it a bit later in the action, which in turn is going to strengthen it and really get you, when you're bowling, you're going to come through the crease nice and hard. So you just want to go through your action and let that hold your arm. So obviously you're getting in that position there, see, back legs come through, that arm's nice and high, and I'm finished my action. So a few more times through. This is a good one you can just do in a living room. You're a bit bored, pick up the cable, work through. You'll be bowling 20 k's quicker when you come back. And the last one is just want to strengthen your back leg, make sure you're really getting high on the crease when you're bowling. It's quite simple. You think you're going through your bowling mark, but when you jump up, and hold there. Holding in that position, really going to strengthen that back leg, getting nice and high on it, so that when you come through, powering through the crease. We all get in the habit when you're bowling, you're just coming through, not much power there. Get up nice and high. It's going to give you power, it's going to give you pace, and it's really going to give you a lot more direction with your bowling, getting that nice and solid each time.
Did you like this episode of PSC TV? How about you give us some ideas of what we can do in the future? Did you like the skills and drills we did for ISO? I'm sure some of you are doing these sort of things at home, so why not send your little video in? You never know, we might even share it on the next episode of PSC TV.
Squat down, just try and make sure that our knees stay in line with our toes. Come halfway up, all the way down, and up.